And a little bit of an introduction to this bit of footage that we're going to put up of myself and the little dog as we walk around the area of Buckton. And what I'm talking about are the big cat sightings from around the Buckton pond. And it goes back decades. You know, the cats have been seen around that particular area. I think it was only a few years ago that one of the local papers, the Bridlington Echo, contacted me and did a feature on it, and I think they called it The Beast of Buckton, and they asked me about it, and just gave them my views on the cats, or the potential for the cats to be at large, not just in that area but around the United Kingdom, because the article in the newspaper came about because people had contacted the paper to explain that they'd seen this cat. So it's not just Paul Sinclair talking about it and trying to create a story where there isn't one. So myself and Bobby just follow the route where this cat was seen. But remember, it wasn't just once. It was over a number of years, going back 15, 20 years that people have reported seeing these cats. And if we follow the cliff line and we want to extend this, there are also reports at Speyton in that ravine, which we call Black Cliff, which if you look back at the shorts, you will see that I've talked about these cats in that location as well. So we say these cats or this cat, but it's got to be the same one or the same pair. I can't imagine that, due to the time span that these things have been reported, that there's only one. But if they have bred, then that implies that there's going to be 5, 6 or 7. And I don't think the area would sustain that either. So I don't know quite what's happening, but do I believe that these things are real? Do I think that the people who are reporting them are genuine? And a lot of these reports are of the real thing and not just misidentification. Yeah, I really do. So let's go over to reports of big cats and walk up Hoddy Cow's Lane and see where it leads. Thank you. Hello everybody. Today I've come to Buckton just to tell you a short account from around this pond. And there's Buckton Hall, and we'll continue walking up here, and it says private road, no unauthorised vehicles, but it's not private to walk up, so that's where we're going. And just want to cover this. It's not a big cat story from any year in particular, because it covers quite a lot of years, and it must be real. It must have been seen, because different people have reported seeing a big black cat around this pond. Usually, and there's a hawk up there, if we can see him. How good is that? Probably didn't catch that. Usually springtime or harvest time, big black cat that is seen. It's been seen by various motorists who've passed and seen this thing crouched at the side of the pond, thinking it's somebody's Labrador dog, until closer inspection and they've realised that it's nothing like a Labrador dog. It's actually more like a panther. So where does it go when it's not seen? Because it's obviously transient. We'll go up this bank and have a look at the pond. Wind's probably playing havoc with the audio, but there's the pond. And obviously you've got the village of Buckton and the surrounding area. But this thing's clearly been seen. And I remember the last time it was seen, People contacted me, and I think the local newspaper contacted me, the Bridlington Echo, and we talked about the big cat and talked about the potential for it to be here. And I spent a few very early mornings with cameras around that very place where we've just been stood. Found nothing. Is it that elusive? I don't think there's any paranormal element to this, people. I just think that people are seeing a big cat that is not native to the United Kingdom, and these things happen. I think it's known now, it's widely known that these things exist and these things are around. We've got Bob, because we're near to the road, on his lead, but he's been good, to be honest. But we'll carry on walking up this lane and maybe pick it up around a few more areas of interest where this thing has been seen. I know there's one more spot further up this lane which we're going to get to shortly, and I may be able to let him off his lead. Probably going to have to wash him when he gets back with all that fur on him. And you know, my son-in-law jokingly says, at least we've got a real dog. He means himself. We haven't got a teddy bear. And kind of makes me laugh. But there you go. Pick this up shortly. Thank you. So I just picked this up a little bit further down Hoddy Cows Lane. As you can see, it's just a long dirt track, really, used mainly for farm vehicles. There's a big gate at the other end, so you can't get vehicle access up here unless you've got a reason, obviously working on the fields. And I'm giving some thought where these cats could be. I wouldn't say hiding, they don't know they're hiding, but they're elusive, so where could they be? I don't think there's any doubt that the cat seen around the pond at Buckton will most likely be the same one that was seen on Short Lane. You know, I think it has to be, really, doesn't it? But when you consider that we're probably about half a mile, 3/4 of a mile from the cliffs of Buckton and Speeton, and a cat is a lot more agile than a human being, it might be able to work its way along some ledge and find some hollowed out rock or cave midpoint down the cliffs and find refuge where we would never ever detect it. But that still doesn't answer the question for me. Where do these things go in the winter time? Where do they go at other times of the year? Because they're not really reported apart from harvest time and spring. And surely they've still got to get out and about to find food, rabbit, hare, pheasant, deer, whatever it is that happens to be in their path at the time when they're hunting. So we'll just pick this up in a little bit. I just want to go to one specific area just to round this off and the big cats around this area. And as I said, there's no specific year because they appear in the newspapers. I won't say every year, but every 2 or 3 years people report seeing these cats, and it's more than one person and they're not connected to one another. I've just let him off his lead, let him have a run about. Get going, go on. Last thing I want to do is chase a dog, but I think he's been okay. He's not got that silly head on. Oh, he's cocking his leg up, look. He's just started doing that. It's funny, isn't he? Okay, catch you soon. Lots of water running off the land. And lots of sludge as well. I've just been looking, any signs of prints or anything, there's nothing. But interestingly, it is a site of special scientific interest. And there's this crazy fool here. Get going, go on. There's the sign for Buckton. I can't even see how many miles away it is, but it's not far. And here we go. And he's enjoying himself. There we go. Oh, go on then, find them. There he is, Speedy Gonzales. Don't you jump up at me, get going. Come on, this way. More water running off the land. You can see we've had a lot of rain. And yeah, it's just good to be out in it, out and about, and just enjoying what must be the first signs of spring. Loads of prints, as you can see, but oh god, here he is. The vast majority, or I would say all of them that I've seen, have been dog prints. So where is this elusive cat? That's the million-dollar question. And there's the sign for Buckton Cliffs. And I should imagine that the wind is playing havoc with the audio, but there's nothing I can do. And we shall just keep marching on towards the cliffs and maybe pick this up shortly, or maybe not. Either way, thank you. I think we'll head back. Come on, come on, come on. Look at the speed. Absolutely a honed racing machine is our Bobby, and he's good at what he does, aren't you, mate? Eh? What are you doing? Hey, don't you jump up at me. No. Come on, get going. Sludgy enough, we aren't getting covered in sludge by a lunatic dog, is it? Go on. Go on, find them. Find them mice. Go on. All is happy, isn't he? Hey. Oh god. I think he thinks I'm one of his toys. You know, so here we go. Come on, Bob, get moving. Find him. There he is, the crazy loon. Don't bother. So we'll head back down now. We'll head back down Hoddy Cow's Lane and just touch on this other area where this cat, or these cats, have been seen. Don't forget that in the wild, these things in their native countries would probably only live about 16 to 17 years. So when they abolished the Wildlife Act in 1976, these things would have long since disappeared. So they've either bred, or other people have let them go. You decide, but they're clearly here. Come on, dog, get weaving. This is the spot where I got shot at a few years ago. I think that were a complete fluke, to be honest. Oh god. Thinks it's a right game, doesn't he? We'll just watch him for a moment. If he jumps up me, he's in trouble. Oi! This way, this way. Oh, no. Get going. Have you ever seen a dog as fast? He's so quick. What I like about this little dog is he's happy and he likes everybody. And that can't be bad, can it? Because there's some truly nasty things in this world. We've all found that out at some point, haven't we? So we'll get away from this because the wind will be playing havoc. And I'll pick this up in a moment. When I said that there was no specific year for the sightings of these cats, I meant that it goes back to the late 1990s, and a resident of the area, a resident of Buckton, told me that he was walking his dog along this lane before this particular area that I'm going to just point out. If you look at this sign, SSSI area, site of special scientific interest was created. Obviously the area's never changed, it's been the same, and it's been a haven for different types of wildlife ever since. But he claims that he walked along here and there was an old kind of lean-to down in the bottom of the field, and his dogs ran down into this building, this ramshackle, falling to bits lean-to, and there was a black cat. Not in it, but I don't know whether it was at the other side of it, but around it. And there's nothing here now. We're going back to the 1990s. But area of special scientific interest, or site of. Interesting that the cats are seen around these areas. There's probably no conspiracy there, by the way. It's probably because the areas are so rich in diverse wildlife that things like the cat, or the big cats, there can't be more than one or two, can they, in any specific area, gravitate towards those locations. I don't know, let me know what you think. That's probably going to be my last of the day for my little walk around Hoddycows Lane and Buckton. I've no idea what the audio is going to be like. However, if it's turned out okay, please press the like and subscribe, and let's just keep moving forward and adding more stories of the strange and unusual, and let's hope it encourages other people to share their accounts. So from myself and the Bobster, goodbye and thank you.